Hey, everybody, if you're not aware yet, our Patreon is live. So go to patreon.com, Beautiful Boys Podcast. Mike, tell them what they can get.
You can get in for the lowest amount of money that we're ever going to charge. Make sure you subscribe. And the first thing up, the first thing available is our live podcast from the New York Comedy Festival. It's a banger. We have Rosebud Baker, Andrew's husband, on the episode. We have Casey Balsham, Robby Slowik, and we
Mike
have
Racine.
favorite guest, favorited, one of those for Mike Racine. The whole episode. Man, I was so clean before that.
Yeah, you were dialing it.
Oh, but either way, the episode is a banger. I'm genuinely so
really
excited for
fun
you guys
time.
to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time. So sign up, patreon.com/Beautiful Boys Podcast. It's up now.
Support the boys.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful boys.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Beautiful Boys. We have an excellent episode with fellow father Robby Slowik. Very, very funny comedian.
What a guy.
Really great episode.
Yeah, I loved
Kind
it.
of felt like one of those DeVito episodes, like where we just got rolling and it was all
Seamless.
laughs. Yeah,
He joined us like gelatin.
And we also would like you guys to head on over to our Patreon, which was launched nigh of 2 weeks ago.
That's right. Support the dads, folks. We're out here. We're making content. We're touring the globe. We're providing a podcast for you. And by God, are we in the red.
You get an extra little chunk of comedy where we usually say things we wouldn't like to say publicly.
Yep.
And you can head on over to patreon.com/Beautiful Boys Pod.
Cast.
Podcast. Sorry, I thought you said Beautiful Boys Cast, and I was like, no, I don't know what the fuck that means. But with further ado, Mike, tell them your dates.
Oh, baby, am I on the road. MikeCannonComedy.com for all my dates. Janesville, Wisconsin, this weekend, December 12th through the 13th. 3 shows at Comedy Cabin. Very excited. Then, to round out the year, my last headlining shows of the year, December 19th and the 20th. 2 shows, 1 show each night in Point Pleasant, New Jersey at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. And please, go to my YouTube, subscribe. You're already here. You're already watching the show. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm putting a bunch of stuff up there. I just put a full hour show from the Gramercy Theater that we recorded in 2023. Shares a bit of material with Traumatized Animal, but a lot of stuff didn't necessarily make the final hour, so I think you're going to really enjoy it. Sorry for talking so much, Andy.
Crazy. No, I'm kidding. I will be at the Sisyphus Brewing Company January 9th and 10th, and then I will be at the Laugh Factory in Chicago the 11th. And then I will be at the Mill, which is somewhere in the Adirondacks, the 17th. But if you're from up there or it's some Freeport, something? I don't know.
Nice.
It's in the Adirondacks. You'll know if you're in the Adirondacks or near them. And then I will be in Seattle the 6th and 7th of February at Last Comedy Club. Always kind of my best weekend of the year. And then we got coming up after that, Calgary, Victoria, Las Vegas, Europe.
Europa. You know, that's not the same song, but I was just watching a Macaulay Culkin interview, and he was talking about My Girl. And did you know that they put like pheromones on his fingertips and released 1,000 bees in
to
him?
go to him?
Really?
No, I didn't know that.
Dude, how good were the 90s?
So
I
fucking
mean,
cool. You can just risk a child star's life.
He probably did like 18-hour days.
it's so
They didn't let
funny.
him go to school. He wanted to go to school. They were like, you don't get to go
How
to
many Culkins we've got?
Yeah, we have a bunch of these.
Kieran is ready
You
at the
spawn through.
Yeah.
them. We have the older kid from
drop
Pete
of
and
a
Pete.
dime. Oh yeah,
He's
the
a
older
Culkin,
kid,
right?
Kieran?
No, the oldest Pete and Pete. The oldest Pete.
Oh, maybe. There's a lot. There's so many
He's got
Culkins.
those. He's got those cherry lips.
Because their dad wanted to be an actor, so he just forced them all to be actors.
Cherry lips.
Haven't you noticed that about
so perved out.
Macaulay Culkin? He has these little cherry lips.
Little cherry lips.
I
Yeah,
haven't noticed
they've
that.
since been chapped from years of I assume
Drug addiction.
yes,
probably.
meth smoke. But
Yeah.
he's doing
He
great.
actually did it perfect. He lives in Paris.
hmm
He's still, I think every year around January, he probably gets a residual check for
Oh my God,
$800,000.
Yeah.
And he just
Easily.
drinks wine and lives in Paris. And
Yeah,
like,
they've been married
played
to
it
Brenda
perfectly.
Song.
Yeah.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
right. And has a kid who thinks he's Kevin from Home Alone.
Yeah.
I watched this interview way too deeply. I watched that guy Kevin McCarthy. Do you watch that dude? He's a movie interviewer, and he always just stuns the actor with like the most precise, either technical, directorial, or like symbolism within the script, and like he's very, very informed. And every real actor is just like, "What is this? Like, this is the best stop on the PR tour." What'd you just take out of your mouth?
A zin.
Did you ever see Steven Spielberg on Inside the Actors Studio?
I feel like I did, but not enough to.
There's just a moment where they're talking about Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and it's like, and they learn how to communicate, like using like music and math or whatever. And he's like, yeah. And then the Lipton's like, and your mother was a concert pianist, and your dad was an engineer. And Spielberg was like, I never put that together.
That show was so
great.
good. I had one James Lipton sighting of my whole life, and it was I used to do this manual labor job where I set up a synagogue on Friday nights.
Wait, what?
At the Jewish Federation on like 59th Street. I would have to take this like stage and wheel it across 59th Street, down an elevator, up an elevator. I talked about this with Mike Racine because Mike would help me a lot. But one time I was like pushing it across like through traffic because that's the way to get on the 59th Street Bridge. So it'd just be standstill. So I'd be like navigating. The stage was the size of like 4 couches too.
Oh my God.
And I'm like wheeling across the street and I look down, not the sidewalk, the middle of the street. And James Lipton is like walking down the middle of the street. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening
like
right
big
now?
glitch in the Matrix type.
Yeah,
of
it was
vibe,
like a little too, like the other day that happened to me where I was listening to a podcast and they mentioned a guy's name. And then immediately, as soon as they said that guy's name, my phone buzzed that guy died.
Whoa.
Like
that's
one of those
cool.
things. It was very bizarre.
I don't know if it's cool, but
It's kind of cool.
But
serendipitous.
sorry, the caffeine just hit along with the nicotine. Did we ever figure out if that Bradley Cooper, Louis C.K. thing on the Inside the Actors Studio is real?
What
I think it is real.
Is it?
Was it Louis? It's the one where someone's
Louis
like,
on stage and
if
Bradley's
you're
asking
in
the question.
the audience, you're
No, that was
already
Russell
like the wrong
Crowe,
thing.
wasn't it?
No, Bradley Cooper asks a question as an acting studio on Inside the Actors Studio.
No, that
I
is
remember
real.
that.
I remember
but
that.
that was
Was
with
it-
Sean Penn.
Was it Sean?
I don't know.
All I remember is like he asked a question, and the whoever the guest was like, if you're paying money to take classes, you're already not going to make it, type of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, Louis was like the one that was just
That's-
like, it's not going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Awesome.
And then
so funny.
the supercut is then of Bradley. It's Bradley Cooper asking that question, Louis answering. I guess it's not at the same time, right? Because it's not Bradley asking Louis the question, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
But the supercut is then of them on American Hustle. Bradley Cooper is humping Louis.
That's so
head.
funny.
So
Colin Quinn said he took Larry the Cable Guy aside and was like, you gotta not do that as the whole thing, man. He's like, in bits and pieces, it's fine. He's like, and I almost cost him $250 million.
yeah, at least.
my buddy opens for Larry the Cable Guy, right?
Oh, nice.
Nick Hoff, I used to run a show with him.
Johnny
and
the internet guy.
they work together.
That is strong. Johnny the internet guy.
It's tough, dude. Those shows are tough because it's always like you buy tickets and it's like they're going to show up anytime between 1 and 5. You have no idea.
What utility guy is coming this?
So he used to open for him, and so they were doing that theater in the Round in Long Island, Roxbury or something.
Yeah, the
And so
tent.
He's like, come to the whatever. So I came and I'm sitting in his green room. We're catching up because he lives in California. And Larry comes in. He just wants to hang out with people. And I feel bad for the guy because he's so like nice. He's really sweet, but he immediately has to apologize for what he is. You know,
Right.
He knows what he is, and he's like, he's wearing his fucking costume. You know, and he's like, you know. He told me the story. He's like, the first time I ever did a meet and greet, I was so excited I got like that big that I could do a meet and greet. I bought a brand new shirt for it, nice denim shirt. I was so excited, and people came out to meet me, and they're like, "Where's the sleeveless thing? Where's the?"
Yeah.
He's like, so I just gotta wear it. He's like
where's the
explaining to me
costume?
that he's trapped in prison.
That's crazy.
And he just has to accept that this is his. I mean, look, he's got a fucking compound, and he's made it work.
Fine.
Yeah,
he
I
plays
did his,
Nebraska. He
But
plays
it's just
where
like,
the Cornhuskers
I'm just
play.
here to hang out with your opener. You don't have to. You don't
don't
need
even
to
have to
explain
talk
it.
to
You
me,
don't
yeah.
have to. So he's super nice, but it's like it's
I
weird.
did his
to be like-
radio show.
Yeah, I did it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
did too, I think.
I told him, I was like, this is the first thing where my son's going to be pumped about it because you're Mater.
Yeah.
Like, that's how
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
also know him, too. Is like, I know him from stand-up, but I haven't really watched his stuff.
You didn't watch his specials?
No, I didn't watch a ton of it. But actually, from the clips I've seen of them, like, doing the back and forth, 4 guys sitting on a stool telling stories.
Oh,
they're all so funny.
The old blue collar ones are fantastic.
Yeah.
Then like the later Foxworthy and him are just like, give us money, we'll just do 25 minutes each, and they're both just dead eyed going through like, we used to drink from the garden hose.
Ron White
You know,
his
and you're like-
face down on the stage.
I remember who did I got in one of those Hail Mary, like I need a job moments. I got somebody to give me, like, I was like, I need to find some work. Can you help me out? And they got me like an audition to write for Jeff Dunham.
Oh, cool.
And I put together like, I really tried. And then I didn't get it. And I was just like, wow.
How racist were you?
Wow, how I actually did one really good racist
That you
kinda
have to. That's the-
Islamophobic joke.
Yeah.
That I was like, I can't remember it now, but I was like, this is against everything I believe, but this is such a good joke for him. he probably uses it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I was like, so like, when you demoralize yourself and then you still fail.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you're like, you bomb on a cruise ship, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, how low can I go?
Yeah.
I've done that. I've written packets for shows that I did not want to, and this is back when I didn't think that writing a packet was just setting something on fire. And you have to sign the whole release. Like, oh, if we happen to use something that kind of is similar,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it
of course.
wasn't from you.
Yeah.
Just great minds.
Yeah, we just read your thing and then it appeared on
Parallel
TV
thinking.
and that
That's the
happens.
legal jargon.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it for this show that I knew was going to blow. And then apropos, no, I submitted it and they ended up using one of the sketches and not giving me a job.
Great.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
very
that's
cool.
the thing that happens.
Yeah.
Well, Bleach Report just took my IP and just made 5
Oh,
more
that's
seasons.
right. They just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
It's so crazy to me too because it's like I tell everybody that, and then they're like, "Yeah, sue them," and then you go to the lawyers and they're like, "They got you."
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
got
there's
ya."
nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we know people that got, I may have mentioned this on the show before, but that had like the germ of an idea, got a sizzle, which is not a pilot. It's basically a highlight reel of what a pilot could potentially look like. And it's like the lowest form of just show us what you mean. I'm just explaining to the people listening. And they did it. They said no. And then they did a show that was kind of in the world of that. And the guy got so upset he ended up suing Viacom. And I think won
Did he win?
$1,100.
Yeah, that's
and
what
has
it is.
never worked since.
I know a guy that we all know a guy that that happened with a movie, and he got like $1 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys after because I don't.
That's
wanna,
cool.
but-
That's way cooler.
Yeah, but you usually, that is just how it works. You just take your lumps. Like, you don't have the power, they have the power. Which is why, like, the second someone gets successful, they're like difficult to work with because for once the power has shifted to them and they're like, fuck you guys.
It's so funny because do you remember when that guy he's like a Twitch streamer? He kind of went up against like Che and a few people about the packet system. He's like an LA Twitch streamer guy that like kind of did stand up.
Okay.
This isn't ringing a bell. But he like went up, like he publicly was like, I can't believe SNL, like you don't get paid. You have to spend like weeks working on this packet. And then they use like some of your ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, dude, are you crazy? You loser? Like you don't talk,
About this.
you don't, and it's like, he very much had like a strong point.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
They made a movie that I don't think I can't believe it's a real movie. It seems like a joke movie, and I don't think anyone watched it. But this is true. It sounds like a joke, but it's a real movie. You might remember it. Greg Kinnear was the guy who invented windshield wipers.
Oh yeah, and then he gets them.
He goes around car companies being like, hey, if we just did this thing, it would clear the rain off the windshield, then people wouldn't die every time it rained and they drove. And car companies were like, get out of here, you fucking idiot. And then they all just did it anyway. And then he spent the next 40 years of his life locked in a lawsuit with Detroit.
Awesome.
And it killed him. It
of course it
destroyed
did.
his life, and maybe
That's
at the
how
end
I
of it, he
felt
got
about the
something.
Bleach Report thing. The second that I realized like I was gonna have to like litigate and fight, I was like,
Just like,
this
fuck
is-
it. You
Yeah.
win.
What am
You
I?
had-
Maybe $100,000.
Yeah, maybe.
And then I give 65% of it to a suit. You know.
Well, that's funny that I don't know what made me think of the car companies, I guess, because before I just learned that like before seatbelts and before like headlights and all that stuff, like cars were just kind of puttering around the roads, and you don't
Yes.
really think about what that would look like or what cars with no real rules and just the assumed safety. There were just dead children like littering the sides of the
Everywhere.
street.
It's so
like
dangerous.
And
deer.
it's
Yeah.
every single thing. Every single thing. The roller coaster, the airplane. They would just do it, and then they'd be like, "Ooh, that's gonna kill a couple hundred people."
Yeah.
We
Until
better
the
take care of
government
that.
tells us to stop. That was Ralph Nader's deal. He was the guy who made cars put seatbelts in, and he
Yeah.
ran for president
Yeah, yeah.
based on that should have been a big enough qualification.
Yeah.
Well, the videos that were coming out during the pandemic were very funny, where people were like, "Seatbelts, it's my goddamn American right
Yeah.
to drive unsafely," and then people would the same exact argument,
Yeah.
however many years later.
God, that's so fun. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
That's right.
And if you're listening to this and not watching it, our guest today is hilarious comedian Robby Slowik.
Hello, everybody.
Bam, 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 bam,
Meow,
bam.
meow.
Dressed like he killed his family bird.
Yeah.
Did you go out there hunting for the turkey and
Yeah.
then brought it back?
I
Did you go to
did, yeah.
Wasilla with-
No, it's
with
like
the
it's
Palins?
very funny that we're all just like cosplaying being the old-fashioned American working man. My hands
Yeah.
are so soft.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
held a tool
Oh,
ever,
I bet
but
I'd
like
come right
This
away.
one time, I have to bring this up. This one time I was at this frat party in Walla Walla, Washington,
Oh.
and like townies invaded the frat party. You know,
Is that a cartoon town?
no, it's just a native name. I don't
so
know.
funny.
Walla Walla town's so nice you had to name it twice. That's the old Batman. Adam West was the morning DJ there.
No shit.
That's
Wow.
where that term came from.
That's great.
But so these like townies come into this frat party, and they're just, when townies show up at a frat party, or like any kind of like outside presence shows up at a party, you're like, there's going to be a fight,
this
or
is a
there's going to
problem.
be
Yeah.
something bad is about to happen.
Yeah.
So everybody's like kind of on edge, and this guy's like going up to people, and he's like, "Give me your hands," like this old drunk townie, and I'm like drunk. I'm like, "Oh fuck, I got strong hands."
Uh-huh.
I'm wasted, and I go like this, and as soon as I made contact with him, he lets go, and he goes, "You got pussy hands." I just remembered that. It was
That
so
is
funny.
awesome.
You got pussy hands.
Yeah.
He did have the most callous hand. It felt like I was grabbing
Well,
like the rock guy from
It's
the
also so
Fantastic
funny
Four.
that now I identify with that guy more than the college kid. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm on his side. Walk into a college party and call out the kids on being fucking pussies.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You
I
would
love
love
that.
to have that.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
my hands, unfortunately
Yeah,
they're so soft.
unfortunately,
Oh,
yeah,
my
very-
father-in-law did that when I was like helping him with the when the tree fell and like destroyed his giant steel whatever awning and this whole thing in his backyard.
Uh-huh.
I went over and helped him. And, I'm not the most physical
Sure.
labor kind of guy, and he has sure made a point in noticing that. And he was like, he came out with like, he's like, "You need 2 pair of gloves for your little
Yeah.
for your baby digits."
Yeah.
And he grabbed my shoulder at one point. He's like, "Yeah, because I got arthritis now. But I used to pick men up
Back
by the
in
top
my
of their
day."
head, vice grip on top, and I'd pick them up off the ground and I'd kill them." I'm like, "All right, dude."
Okay.
I was like, "I don't know if you're really copping to murder, or if you're threatening me. I don't
It
really
used to be
understand."
such a nice time to be a cop in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just get kickbacks. Kickbacks.
Kickbacks. Kick.
I think, I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to go further with that
Anyways,
story because I remember he goes, "Hey, don't tell anybody that."
I doubt he's tuning in.
Not at all. Although
know
he
what they-
does watch a lot on YouTube, and
Yeah.
he likes a lot of comics that you would assume he likes.
Yeah, that's
And-
that's
yeah.
what scares me about that. The other day I watched like a guy that was like probably, I don't know, 58 on the plane, just go through like Theo, Dave Smith,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Schultz, like a man that should be like getting ready for the twilight of his life was
Yeah.
like,
no, scrolling hasn't like skipped any generations. Like it's
Yeah.
coming for everybody, and I think it's gotten mostly everybody who has a phone. Like anybody who has a phone or real access to a computer, even if they're 85, they're scrolling.
Well, that's the fucking magic of algorithms. It's like whoever you are, it's built to keep you addicted.
Yeah.
85. My mom she's on TikTok all the time. She's constantly sending me
yeah,
videos all the time. She's
my
also
mom has an account now.
a big, she's like a legit fan of, who's that like Norwegian guy, Asmo or whatever? Like the
Ismo?
Ismo. She's fucking always like, "You should see what Ismo said." I'm like, "Mom,
Who
he's
is
a nice
that?
guy. Please."
He's the biggest comic in Finland, but he does well in the U.S.
He does. He's one. English is a second language. Comics they have, like Rafi Bastos there, who's super funny. They all go viral by picking apart the absurdity of the English language.
Yeah, of course.
Right? They have the advantage of like learning it later in life, and it is like smart and funny, and but it just like it crushes globally. You know, so my mom is just like.
Well, anything that points out the absurdity of Americans or their ineptitudes or anything like that. Like we're like walking, like that's the background of our music, of our lives.
I actually had a fantasy the other day where I started doing Spanish comedy in Spanish, so that I could talk shit about my wife.
Mi esposa, Dios mío.
Yeah. Like, how funny would that be if I just
You're in a bumblebee costume.
Yeah. I have like freckles and ponytails.
Dude, please do that. Please learn a language so you can
Just real broken.
smash your wife.
Mi esposo es mucho puta.
Es el solamente vía para hablar
So
sobre
impressive.
esa. So how was everybody's bird? How was everybody's?
Mine, I got to tell you, man, I haven't had a positive, like a fully I haven't had a fully positive holiday in a long time. like just from start, not a razor bump, not a herpes, not an HPV. Everything's clean for the holidays. And even my father, I didn't guilt myself, but I played middleman. I played Irish middleman to my holiday. So my dad called me and he's like, he's like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I'm like, oh, we're going up to my sisters. The kids like to be together and blow. He's like, yeah, I heard you guys were doing that. It's like, I didn't get an invite.
It's crazy. I didn't get the invite to the family I left.
Dude, so I'm just like, I'm talking to him, and it was such a funny conversation because it swayed then all of a sudden to he's like, I also wanted to talk to you about people's sensitivities. And I'm like, this is why you're not invited. Yeah. He's like, I just made a post on Facebook. It's an NYPD officer sitting on a camel, and it said, Mom Donnie's first order of business.
Why are people upset? Yeah. Why?
I really laughed. I was like, listen, Dad, it's funny. I was like, but what did you assume people's reaction was? Yeah. Were you bored? Were you looking for some sort of, just a counterpart in an argument? Like, what were you doing? Whatever. We get out of that conversation. Then he's like, so, talk about my sister. I talked to him. And I'm like, why don't you talk to her? Like, this is like really reasonable stuff that you're telling me. And if I were on the receiving end of this, I'd be like, hey, this is a grown-up conversation. Wow. Yeah. And he was like, well, I was hoping me telling you'd tell her. Classic Irish. And I was like, yeah, we're all trying to work beyond that. Haven't you gotten that from all of our arguments and conversations? We're all really trying to have just a direct line of communication. But you know what? You're almost dead. I'll enable you. So I get off with him.
What would you like to communicate to the family?
To say?
I get on.
Camels is just not the best way to catch a perpetrator. It don't make sense. Horses are faster.
We're going to have to get a whole new stable system.
We don't have water shortages here. Why do we need camels?
Then I was like, but Dad, non-lethal spitting. It'll stop a criminal in their tracks.
What the fuck was I going to say? Oh, God. Sorry.
That's all right.
Keep going.
So then I told myself, I have a conversation with my sister. I'm like, I am in no way, this is me. For anybody who's followed me for a period of time, my relationship with my dad. The only reason it's gotten better is because he's become like, he's like an old cat. Like he's gotten his teeth removed. He has no more claws. They're all falling out. So you can kind of smack him in the face. Yeah. He can't do anything about it. So that's why he's around, and he's good to my sons. So I don't care. All that other shit.
Yeah.
It's in the past. I'm the dad. I'm literally the adult. He's, almost like a kid in that sense where you have to just check in and make sure, whatever. Yeah. So I have the conversation with my sister. I'm not trying to convince her. She ends up, inviting him. He leaves like a very sweet, although, I'm like, I'm never answering this message of like, I see you did your magic. Whatever. He is Frank Rigatoni. He literally, that's how he talks. So he ends up coming. And I'm like, man.
Wait, he comes up to High Falls?
He went up to past New Paltz, where my sister lives.
Okay.
So with my mom, Jessica's or her husband's aunt and uncle, and the kids, and it's just a tight knit, but fun Thanksgiving. And I'm like, man, if this goes bad, I'm the whole reason that this happened. I really feel stupid for even. And he behaved himself unbelievable.
Amazing.
Like, in such a way where like he started to like get like rev up about something, and I was like, oh, "This is why you almost weren't invited." I just broke out into a dance. He's like, "All right,
okay,
all right," put his hands up, and I was like, "Man, if I just treat him like a 4-year-old, and anytime he starts doing his thing, I wave some keys in front of him and do a dance, maybe put on Miss Rachel. He'll be okay." And man, I'll tell you what, it was one of the most beautiful Thanksgivings I've had in a long time. I ate so much I threw up, but it was like, it was because that's what I do in lieu of drinking. I binge eat.
I do the same.
Yeah. And it was, we had fried chicken, no turkey.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, it was the best.
What did your dad say about that?
Like, we all look a little pale for this.
Yeah. I guess Eric Adams is still the bear, you know. Sorry to everybody.
That was hack.
It was sitting
hack.
there.
I'm sorry. Apologies.
I did not overeat this Thanksgiving because, and this cannot be the clip because it would break people's heart. My parents made one of the most disgusting spreads. They're both elderly, and everything's like a box. You know, it's like out of a box, out of a fucking, might as well have come out of a tube. And it was gray. I mean, it was just like a spread of gray. And it dawned on me that I love them so much, and it's been so nice to have them as like grandparents to my daughter recently, which is like a relationship I never had. That I've completely glossed over the fact that all of their food is like jail level bad. Like,
was it that way your whole life?
You are that complexion of white, though.
Yes, you look like
if I
you've
looked
eaten-
at you, I'd be like, you boil your meat.
no, but here's the thing. Half my family is Sunset Magazine, the spread on the big platter with, you know, like all the accoutrements. We're using harissa, you know, like we're
What?
Harissa. It's a spice.
She opens for Mohammer.
Harissa Milano. She's Italian and Lebanese, but no, you know, like my mom, when she makes food, it's always like photographable,
right?
You know, and then I realized that side, they just are suburban. You know, you go to Safeway on Saturday, you buy the same exact things that you bought last Saturday. You throw away half of it the Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you're middle of the grocery. You don't touch the edges of the refrigerator and the produce. Everything is boxed or canned.
That's the spicy section.
It's literally like I want to say like I think they maybe even have days of the week food. You know, like Friday is steak, Saturday is hamburgers.
Yeah,
I love them so
your
much.
Your parents aren't together, are they?
This is my stepmom.
Okay.
My mom is like a great cook, and my dad he likes good food.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a dumb thing to say, but
some people
I just
don't
love
care.
to laugh. I just like to laugh.
Yeah.
Again, not everybody. That's
true.
I've met more people since I started doing comedy that are like, I don't care for laughing.
Yeah, I met a group at 7 p.m. at New York 4th Street on Thursday night. Not a group of laughers, apparently. Who knew? Why'd you come here?
They paid to show me.
It's so weird to me when you do meet somebody who doesn't care about food, though.
Yeah.
You ever meet those people where they're like, I just eat when I get hungry. I don't really care what it is.
I tried to turn myself into that when I was super into like dieting and the Body Bible for men and eating every 2 to 3 hours and certain amount of protein, sugar, blah, blah, blah. I tried to be like, this is fuel. It's nothing else. It was almost like gray scaling the world. It was Pleasantville and I couldn't see color. It fucking stunk, dude. It was 1.5 years of that shit. And then I finally started eating and I was like, what have I been doing?
Yeah.
Well,
there's also there's workout culture around that, which I kind of get a little bit more. And then there's like Silicon Valley bro culture where they're like, I just drink Soylent.
Yeah,
or whatever,
the Soylent
you know?
shit.
I'm a Spartan.
Yeah, food just takes up my money-making time and capability.
The only one of those that I agree with that I really wish that I could eradicate is sleep. That's the only one. I want to have all the other extravagancies of life, but I wish I didn't have to sleep.
Yeah, that'd be nicer.
I mean, usually that's definitely grind bro
I know,
culture.
but it's not even because I want to grind. It's just because I want to like.
What would you do? What would you do with that extra
I
8
would
hours?
work on my like passion projects, like things that,
for example,
fiction. I've been trying to work on a book for like years
about a guy who doesn't have to sleep.
No, it's
It's called Ingram.
yeah, I ghost wrote Louis' book. Can we put that up? That is the clip. I ghost wrote Louis' book, and I'm suing you for masturbating in front of me, and that was part of his payment. He's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" He stood in front of the door. I was jerking off already, so it kind of
made it easier.
So it's
Broke
kind
the
of
ice.
I don't really have a lot of stance in the lawsuit, but
When it came out, it looked like your dad's turkey.
no, my dad's the turkey. Actually, my dad did an awesome turkey. It was just everything else was slop for people that had committed felonies.
Did you help? Did you cook?
I last minute ditch effort made Brussels sprouts.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
way to add.
I love Brussels
I would
sprouts.
have put a gun to somebody's head if they came with a full serious face and a plate of
Brussels sprouts to Thanksgiving. It's not. It's not ideal.
I make them nice. I zhuzh them up. There's some honey and sautéed shallots and capers. Come on.
You're so sweet.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. If you're not aware, we are now taking calls from you, the listeners.
That's right. You're a direct participant in our show now because we've run out of personal content to give you.
So please give us a call at
646-598-2417.
and we will pick your voicemail and we'll play it on the pod and we'll answer it. And hopefully everybody feels better.
That's right. Yeah. So ask us for advice. We can settle a debate. You can start a debate between us.
You can just vent.
Dad questions. I would love a vent, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. We
You
have
wanna
some,
just
we have
tell
some
us-
real personal ones, too.
I would love it if
I love that.
if you told me some wins maybe you had over your wife. That'd be
If you're
Boy.
a guy and you won an argument or a situation over your wife, call in. It's the win line. 646-598-2417.
yeah. But what the fuck is it? Oh, I've been trying to write a book about it's like these 12 short stories that are all from a different perspective from a post-Soviet. It's really bizarre.
Mhm.
Yep.
I
I'm
like
not going to
that.
talk about it anymore because I know how lame it is.
No, tell
No,
more
I
about
like-
the
no, I don't
12
wanna talk about it.
post-Soviet short stories.
Are you doing research while you're writing this?
Yeah.
Man,
But I know a lot because
you're
I'm
a wild
autistic.
guy.
You know
Yeah.
a lot about post-Soviet Russia?
It's not. It's the post-Soviet world, so it's like, and some of it will actually take place during the, like it's.
I'm imagining like the YouTube, this is where people stopped listening.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the dip in your
All right,
algorithm.
so here's
here.
the short story I'm writing right now. It's like takes
Yeah.
place in the 80s, and it's in the Yugoslavian parliament,
Mhm.
and they are so bureaucratic that they don't know how to deal. A ghost shows up in the parliament,
Okay.
and they don't know how to deal with it because it's so bureaucratic.
I think that's season 4 of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this idea.
My character's name is Brett Gelman. And have you seen the anti-Zionist calls to boycott Stranger Things?
No. Who's
Yeah.
Brett Gelman? The
Brett
beard
Gelman's-
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's funny, man.
He
I
is.
didn't know
He
that's
is
his
funny.
name.
He's like a gifted comedic actor. But then I think he did like a sketch on like Israel's SNL.
Uh-huh.
That's like it's just
Wait,
not bad.
really?
It's just bad. It's bad comedy. Like inexcusably
It just
bad
shows,
comedy.
It shows Arab children eating sand and then shitting gold. And so I don't
But come on, you
I don't know
can't-
what the problem is.
We can't. You just can't. It's too much shit. Too much
But the
information.
main
Too
kid
much
is
about
also
people.
a big.
We
I
can't
love-
boycott everything.
Wait,
We
did
just
that
can't
get
do
the
it.
Riyadh treatment? Like, did that get
No,
the
no,
same
this is-
level of
that's-
scrutiny? Because that should, I mean, I'm
This
sure
is
you got
just within
150 grand for that.
The very left. The very left. And by the way, I agree with everything they said about the boycott. I'm still going to watch it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, also, it is hard, and I know this has been spoken about ad nauseum, but I'm like 3 episodes in, and it's tough to watch this like with 39-year-old third graders just puttering around. And
Are
you're
they
like,
still?
"These-
I kind of figured they were gonna like time jump to be like 8 years later or
No,
something.
it's like it picks up right where they left off, which is so funny because
Did
they
they-
even do flashbacks, and you're like, that was us That was a boy, like a child
Were
boy.
some of the flashbacks though? Did they de-age them for them? I couldn't tell.
No, that was just what it was. I think that was like
they just went back to the early seasons.
I think they went back to the early seasons because he looks like a wet hamster when he's like a little baby, and now he's
children. Now they're like in their 20s.
Yeah, it's also it's so weird now.
And he got worse at acting. The gay kid.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
The gay kid's worse at acting. It's also hilarious that they're trying to they're like, all right, we know it's season 5. Let's talk about these people as people. And they're like, this guy is fighting his sexuality during the Demogorgon tearing his mom's fucking head off. And it's like, what? Who gives a flying fuck who you want to blow?
Why am I turned on by this?
It's an open hole. It does look like a man's asshole. Oh my god!
That's the metaphor. The whole
metaphor
time.
right there. The Demogorgon is homosexuality.
Coming for all
What
of
if
us.
it turned out that those brothers were just the most conservative trad bros? This whole thing has been an analogy to program the United States.
The Duffer Brothers.
The Fluffer Brothers.
I think that, and I'm not trying to be that guy because I know this is a very much that guy conversation.
Cheers.
But 11 now has like full large
She's a
breasts.
grown woman.
Duct taping her tits to her rib cage and,
she's
being
doing
like,
these-
"You're 11, you're 12."
They're
That's
doing these
it.
action scenes where it's like bouncing around in her shirt, and you're like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
this kid is.
I mean, you ever see Drake had a
Even
good
Will
eye.
Byers is looking.
Drake should recruit for Duke because that was a keen eye for talent.
Oh man, that's great. I love it.
But her social media, which I've recently been served since their season has emerged, is just all. I mean, I guess she has some kind of pajama line because she's just full clam champion and just bazangas out in every post.
She's
And you're
married to Bon Jovi's son or something.
yeah,
That's
John
the
Bon
best.
Jovi.
Oh, John Bon Jovi. That means Gabby Bryan and 11 are hanging out.
Oh.
God, those must be such fun conversations. What about what was the other one I was going to ask you? Oh, fuck. Oh, the guy, the sheriff. He got in
Hopper.
David Harbour. Yeah.
Yeah, he cheated on Lily Allen.
Lily Allen.
And she made a whole album
And then she
about
just
it?
exposed that he liked to butt play. It's like, who cares?
That's cool.
I've been saying this on every podcast that'll have me, but I really think that album is fully written by AI.
Lily Allen's album.
Lily Allen's album, because she hasn't been
you said you liked it.
it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's just so funny when you read the lyrics or listen to it. You're like, is this just a song of facts? Did she just send facts
She's
to a
just timeline.
computer? It's like, and then I told you stop talking to me, but I'll see you in our West Village apartment. Yeah,
It's like how to make a bill or whatever.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
that? What's that?
Heard about how Bill becomes a law.
Yeah, how Bill becomes a
I'm
law.
just a Bill. Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving? We haven't gotten to it.
Oh, it was really nice, but talking about it here is in a basement podcast studio is sad because my Thanksgiving was at a podcast studio. Yeah.
Nice.
It was at Burrow House, Mike Albanese's podcast. A bunch of comics did a potluck thing.
Oh,
that's nice.
It was really nice, but
Yeah.
it was just sometimes you want to be away from it.
Yes.
You want to feel like you're in a family environment and not
Yeah.
fucking surrounded by merch or whatever.
Did
But
you guys
it
have
was
to
nice.
imagine the food like in Hook?
You're doing it, Peter. They did it like
You're doing it.
King of the Hill, that movie where they cut out pictures from a cookbook and ate them. Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
It's a very, very depressing movie. Yeah.
What was that like? Were you the only ones with kids?
There was one more couple with kids there. Mahesh, whatever his last name is, nice guy comic.
Yeah.
I don't know him well.
Who? Danish McBool?
No. Mahesh something or other.
I know that guy. The baby is very little, right? Like a
Yeah.
couple months old.
Yeah, no, I know that guy. The baby's giant, right?
Yeah,
The baby's
it's a giant
6'7", but only 2 months old. Yeah, it was.
That baby had a perfectly preserved passport outside of the Twin Towers.
That's
right?
the one. Yeah.
That's the one.
That's the one. You know that baby. Yeah. But whatever. It was a good time. It was good. Comics conversation, fun. Parade traffic made it a nightmare to get to, and we had a good time.
Brother.
Great.
Have you guys ever gone to the parade?
No, but now that we got 2 kids, I think it's a thing we will.
Yeah.
We were just talking about we can start doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my uncle who now I don't know if he still does do stand up, but he was a cop in the NYPD. I told you about this.
I didn't know it was you don't know that if he's doing.
I don't talk to him anymore because he tried to
send you Mamdami memes.
No, he was sending me articles about the Central Park Five's guilt like 3 days before my son was born.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm good, man. Thanks.
We're fine,
I'm kind of
thank
focused
you,
on
yeah.
something else. He's like, you just don't like the truth. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, this is terrifying to hear this from an NYPD officer, but I'm more of a DNA guy, I guess. And he's like, you're a fucking lib. And I'm like, I'm going to welcome my son into the world. Thanks, buddy. I'll stop talking to you. But he, at the time, did not express those opinions to me. So he, when I was like maybe 6 or 7, he took me and my sister down to where the floats are like the night before.
Yeah.
And that was fucking,
That's
one of
cool.
the coolest like New York things I ever saw because they're behind all these gates. There's cops guarding it. It's like, it feels very like, you're like, what?
They're all just like face down on the concrete as well.
It looks it almost looks like where dreams go to die.
Uh-huh.
But I knew what it was going to be to the point where I was like, this feels like I have access to something that nobody else is seeing.
Did you see the meme of the little boy in the Spider-Man costume watching the Spider-Man get inflated?
No.
It's pretty great.
Really?
It's just him on his fire escape dressed fully as Spider-Man watching Spider-Man come to life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
I
a
love
really
that.
it was the Hope Corps kind of thing that we would both cry about.
I mean, I really liked Busta Rhymes fucking rapping on the Ninja Turtle float.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I watched I only saw like a moment, but I watched It Wasn't Me.
Shaggy?
Shaggy did a review.
Johnny and him got me quick-handed, laying on the ground next door.
That's good.
That's pretty
Picture
good.
this, we were both butt naked, lying on the bathroom floor. How could I forget that I had given her an extra key? On that
Do the Shaggy
time
part.
she was
Do the Shaggy
standing
part.
there,
Yeah.
she never took her eyes off me. That
That is what it all sounds like. There was like a 3-year period where Sean Paul was just getting like $1 million to
Oh,
just
my God.
step into some other song and just be like, bum bum, bum bum.
Biddy bum bum.
And you're like,
That was the song of my bachelor party. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to go out tonight.
more than diamond, more than gold. And you're like, how much money is he getting to do that? Exactly.
Oh, how hard did you used to get thinking about the music video of Beyonce, the baby boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill my fantasy.
Hey, girl, tell me how you feel.
But she's just in the corner of a dark basement party, fucking titties glistening, sweat, thick thighs. How you doing? I'm in a weird mood.
I think you should do that podcast.
I should what?
I think you should do that podcast. The one we were talking about earlier.
Which one?
I don't even
The
remember.
other dad one. I saw something in you just now. How's 2 kids?
Man, wait, can I put a pin in that question? I wanted to, because you mentioned Busta Rhymes and it brought back a memory of one of my weirdest concert experiences and also one of the most memorable and worst concert experiences of all time. I was in 9th grade. I was living in upstate New York. And Busta Rhymes was giving a concert at SUNY Oneonta, which was the town I lived in. And so it's a small school.
You lived there?
I lived in Oneonta for 2 years, 8th and 9th grade.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is a crazy. It's
Because
bizarre.
it's so funny. Because did you come straight from England?
No, SUNY Oneonta. It was actually a pretty smooth transition from Tampa, Florida.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's cold Tampa.
It is cold Tampa. I mean, everyone, that's where they go after they graduate from SUNY or Hartwick. They end up in Tampa.
Stony
Oneonta, bro. Oh, cold cheese pizza. That's what they called it. They're so proud of it, bro. Oneonta. One of those like the big college shop downtown was like the most posters in the Northeast. It was like very like sick, just a fucking bunch of blacklight like mushroom posters.
Yeah, face coming out of the
Yes.
wall. But oh man,
Yeah,
This is the
still
Hump My
selling like
Friends
Pink
one.
Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon posters.
I loved those poster shops. I fucking would
They're so fun.
go off. I think somehow I had the grace to know that I should never do the Pulp Fiction poster.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, this is everybody's doing this.
The worst I got was Diego and George Young counting their cash and laughing at each other. Blow.
That's a
right
good
up,
one.
Yeah.
that was right up in my room in
I had some
college.
Bob Marley tapestries.
My dad
You
actually.
had Bob Marley ones?
Tapestry.
Oh, I like
Wow.
that, though. I don't mind
Like
that.
separating like a door, almost you walk through
Hung
like
on
a
a
Bob
wall.
Marley.
Hung on a wall.
Okay.
You know?
Stretched out.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Dude,
good.
my dad was moving me out of college, quick thing, and that Blow poster was the last poster left. And I knew I had to like painstakingly remove it. It had the gum on it, like the whole thing. And because if you did anything to this apartment, they were gonna fucking bang you out.
Yeah.
And my dad walks in, he's like, "Yo, everything's clean. Hold on." Ripped the entire paint from one corner of the room all the way down to the floor, and he's like, "Whoa!" And just left. It left me with like a $2,500 bill. Yeah. It was not. I mean, I fucked up too, where I left the that night, the night before I left school, I left an on iron just down on the rug. It just almost burnt down the entire house.
That's
but
too
just
much. You
left.
shouldn't have an iron in
Jesus
college.
Christ.
That's too much
I
responsibility.
love ironing.
Do you?
I really
can't
Do you
do
find
it.
it calming?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it still to this day.
Really?
I can't figure out how to do a dress shirt. I'm always like, but then this sleeve is I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a little finagling.
Slacks too. I can't
I
figure out
can't do.
slacks.
I've been. Everybody's always like, get a steamer, and every time I've tried a steamer, I've just never successfully done it.
I've used a steamer, but it's not as it just doesn't do a job as good. Fucking pressing a hot thing
Yes.
on a thing is so much more satisfying.
You know what I want is I want the kind of wealth where you have the steamy closet. Do you know that?
I know someone who
No.
has a steaming closet.
the steamy
Steaming
closet.
closet.
It's
Yeah,
like you
you-
build it into your
You just put your shirts
closet.
in there, you close it like it looks like a black
It's like
refrigerator.
It's like
almost,
a long refrigerator,
and then it
yeah.
just steams your clothes.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it's
Dude, I would love
great.
to come out of that closet. Just be-
Covered in steam.
You just look hot.
They probably have instructions where like this is not a steam room for that exact thought.
Do you guys want to do an ad read right now for steaming closets to see if we can get one
Yeah.
for free?
Hey Samsung, I
Hey.
noticed that you guys make a great steamy closet.
I would also, I've
Yeah.
noticed it too.
We all love your amazing steaming closets, and we will sell them for you.
Using discount code Beautiful Boys, get 0% off. But eventually,
But
I actually I did leverage my follower count into a free couch.
what?
Yeah. / fight bed.
Like,
That's what we're gonna start calling couches.
Yeah.
Fight
dude,
beds.
we should sell merch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fight
that's
beds.
the ultimate
Fight
dad
bed is great.
podcast.
Yeah.
As soon as we start selling Beautiful Boys fight beds,
Yeah.
and it's just the most comfortable couch you can
that's
spend
actually a
the
great
night on.
idea.
Fucking shit, is that not good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the new term for them. I just came up with that. But anyways,
Sorry,
yeah,
I jumped right onto your business.
No, I'm just proud of myself.
I am
because
too.
I hit a company up and I was like, "Hey, I have this many followers. Can you give me a couch?" And they were like, "We love your content." I was like, "You didn't watch.
You didn't watch
any
a
of
damn
it,
thing."
but still
That's
send me
great.
the couch."
Oh man, let me know who that is. I need a new couch.
yeah. But we need to now transition into voicemails.
Okay.
I was going to try to make a joke like we are going to ask some really pressing open question, but
I do want a real quick before we get to the voicemail for you to actually answer how 2 kids is.
yeah, it is because
Okay.
you have
We should do some dad stuff since Robby
Sure.
not only is a dad, he's a great comic, but he's also a good dad. Like he's on top of shit, involved, and not just fucking orbiting.
But also, I think you have the unique experience of because Mike is a 2-dad house or a 2-kid house.
yeah.
2 dads.
I'd say 2-dad house.
My wife's
But I think there's a natural like, oh, I'm gonna have 2 kids. Like, I have to move this much farther away from Manhattan.
Sure.
And you guys have kind of stayed. Close
Yeah,
to
we're
the city
trying to
and
stay. So anyway, we're at this Busta Rhymes concert.
That's no.
And here's what happens at the Busta Rhymes concert. I'm glad you asked. 9th grade. I'm me and a bunch of other white people are at the Busta Rhymes concert. It's Oneonta, New York. It's only white people at the Busta Rhymes concert.
blow over
totally
this, yeah.
veered off.
Yeah.
I'm getting back to it because this is important.
You don't want to talk
important.
about 2 kids.
No, we're going to get to 2 kids. It's a concert. It's a bunch of white kids. This is the height of put your hands where my eyes can see,
Yeah.
Well, baduna. He goes through a whole concert. He doesn't, that song does not come up for an hour. Then it's the end of the concert and suddenly you hear that beat drop. Baduna, dun, dun. Crowd of 1,000 white college kids goes fucking wild. It's in they're like D3 basketball thing. So it's
Yeah,
like basically
yeah.
just a YMCA basketball court with a few bleachers, but everyone is on the basketball court. And then me and my cool friends, who are too fucking uncomfortable to dance publicly are sitting like along the bleachers doing this thing, like, nodding our heads.
Yeah.
And the crowd starts going wild. And Busta Rhymes is like, he's about to go, and then he turns his head and catches a group of 6 white dudes just sitting comfortably on the bleachers, and he turns to the DJ and he goes, "Yo, cut the music."
Was it you guys?
Yeah. So he cuts the music, and everyone's looking around like, what the fuck? And Busta Rhymes is like, "I see these motherfuckers right here, just sitting down, not even vibing, not moving. I want everyone to turn around and look at these motherfuckers. 1,000 upstate New York losers fucking turn
to
their
you?
head." Yes. And he goes, "Everyone, lift your hands in the air and flip these motherfuckers off."
That's 1,000 times worse than pussy hands.
And then
Awesome.
Spliff Star, who was one of the
Flip Mode
one of Flip Mode
Squad.
Squad, he runs off stage and shoots us with a super soaker.
What?
He had a
No
super soaker.
way.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Forcing us to get up and
This is
join
an
the song. But then
autistic kid's worst nightmare.
And this is your red pill moment.
And that's when I became a West Coast rap fan. No, but that truly, it was just to mention. Every time I hear Busta Rhymes, I think about one of the most embarrassing
How
moments
could you not think
of
about
my
that?
life. He got 1,000 kids to flip us. I was 14. You
I don't
so-
know how you don't think about that whenever a gymnasium is brought up.
When you drive past a basketball hoop.
That would be at the forefront of my mind at all times.
That's so
fucking
great.
wild, dude.
So 2 kids. It's so much harder. It's
Yeah.
so much harder. It's because when you have one, which it's a joy, but you can take a break. You hand
Pass
it off.
off, yeah.
You're either with 1 or 2. You're never with 0. Unless you're out doing a podcast, which
Yeah.
is the only reason I agreed to be
They're
here.
here. They're somewhere around here.
Yeah.
So it's just like the level of communicate. Here's what I've been like. People who with 1 kid who have asked, I'm like, it's so worth it and amazing and great to have 2, but like you have to, your actual core relationship with your partner has to be in a good place.
Yeah.
Because if not, this will fully fucking destroy it. And it's just that's what it's done. It just Casey and I just locked into a fucking death spiral. We outwardly hate each other right now, but it's like a passing thing.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just in the absolute hardest part of it.
Yes.
And we both need to be out at night doing stand up, but we can't both be out at night. One person cannot do bedtime with a 2.5-year-old and a 4-month-old simultaneously. It's not possible.
Right.
It cannot be done.
Yeah.
Right.
So whenever one of us goes out to spots, the other one comes home, and we're just awake at midnight with 2 kids on the couch, just trying our best.
Yeah, yeah.
That is where it's like 2.5, Goldie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hardest is like, 2 under 2 and
Yeah.
even just like right around there because Crew at 6 understands his role. Sometimes it gets fucking hairy and
Sure.
it gets nuts and, he regresses or just flips out or whatever. But a lot of the time he understands his role.
Yes.
And understands that like sometimes he has to shower himself and he'll do it and then he'll help and all this stuff. So it's like I can't even imagine with that when both need so much attention.
And
to
if
be able to
if the
be-
baby falls asleep, Goldie, God bless her, will just jump on her.
Yeah.
She'll just like
Yeah,
fully wake her
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
And
I've
so,
seen. I saw her sit on the baby.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
no,
Yeah.
fully. It's like she really like loves the baby, but it's a very smothering, dangerous.
Lenny from Of Mice and
Yes,
Men. love.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like it's fucking hard. There's no other way to say it. It's like really like it's going to be rewarding and like worth it for them to have the siblings, but it's fucking.
That is good though that
destroying
you
our
have
lives.
the awareness that it's a passing thing because I think sometimes when you have one, at least me, I'll say me, I was not aware of phases or like that things are cyclical and certain things end and they can regress and they can progress and all these things. Whereas it would fuck me up thinking that something could, not even consciously thinking, but just in my head being like, fuck man, this is like my life.
This is life now.
forever.
Yeah.
But understanding that's the beauty of 2 is you understand that these things are temporary. They give you the impermanence of the situation where it's both like, man, thank God, and also sad because you're like, I had like the hardest year of my life for the first year of Luca, my youngest life, which that was the last year, just really mental health wise difficult, and a lot of it was getting mad at myself for being in a fucked up place.
Sure.
While I was supposed to also be enjoying this time of his life.
Yeah.
So like, I think it would similarly probably feel that way if you're just like in it with your partner where you're like, fuck, man, like we're never going to get this opportunity to have them at this age again. And we can't get the fuck out of each other's way. And we're just like, justifiably, you guys are within your right and you're fucking stretched thin and you're fried and all this stuff is going on, but you're just like pecking at each other. And it's like, you almost wish you could do the Zach Morris.
Yeah.
Let everybody chill for a second and then kind of come to the table and be like, can we just
That's what Miss Rachel is.
Yeah. She's the Zach Morris timeout.
Miss Rachel is, let's pause everything.
How long? Was there a time limit on Zach Morris's magical timeout power?
I think it was
left
just
him there for days.
Until he was done fucking their face.
Well, that's my question. Like, could he have just gone to Vegas for 2 weeks? How much of the world is paused at the point where he does the time? Has the whole entire world stopped when he's done that, or just the people directly in his sight
There was
line?
another show before that preceded it, I think called My Father's an Alien or something, where a little girl had power to, she could pause time. And that was like the exact premise of it. She would like pause time and then she could also communicate with her.
Saved by the Bell let go of that device after like 2 seasons too. They were like, all right.
I think once
what is it,
Zach
magic?
hit puberty, you're like, he would definitely be fucking. He would be fucking all these people, right? We
Or
gotta
jacking
stop
off
this.
at least.
Yeah, or at the very least.
Yeah, screeching.
Yeah, Kelly just wakes up.
R.I.P.
Oh.
R.I.p.
My skin's tighter.
Dustin
Oh,
Diamond.
screech.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Indeed.
Sorry.
Well, it does get easier in terms of the things, just spoken from somebody who's also in the shit.
Yes.
It does get easier in terms of it just becomes more normal, and therefore you are more equipped to just deal with it on a day-to-day basis, where everything is so new and turbulent. It feels almost impossible to even like get your feet under you to understand that this like levels out, but it all eventually it's still a hurricane, but you feel comfortable with your sail in a hurricane.
Right.
You know?
Did Crew go through a phase? Because now Goldie is right. Like, she's just smack dab in the middle of like, I will never go to sleep. Like, she just decided that like, I'm not going to fall asleep. Like, she will fight and fight. She's just up till midnight every night now.
Yeah, totally.
And then she still just pops up in the morning.
Do you know what's good for that? Tony's. Tony's is this little box, and they have these little figures, and the kids, they can figure them out pretty young. Like Luca had already figured them out, but you can grab it, put it on like the lit up square, and it basically plays you like kind of a podcast of the character or a couple things. Like Jane Lynch has a comedy one. My son loves that one.
Yeah, Minnow has one.
Yeah.
And she mainly just puts them all on. She keeps going back and forth between them. But she loves it.
And that's what occupied Crew to where we hit a point where we're like, hey, we also need rest to be your parents.
Yes.
Like, we can't live just fucking, we'll lose our minds.
Schedule
we'll lose our minds. And I was very frank with him where I'm just like, I need an amount of sleep just to be your dad. And he didn't really understand, but I was like, I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this. You can be self-sufficient. You have your water bottle there. You have, the stars are on. You're safe. You're okay.
You give him a Zyn.
Yeah, give him a Zyn. A little bit of an Adderall. Put on loose change.
Yeah.
And I'm like, figure it fucking out.
Costco size bar mix.
Casey started because Casey now she needs to do she'll breastfeed the little one Pepper while I do bedtime with Goldie, and so it's been me just doing bedtime with Goldie for like, I don't know, like 3 months now. And Goldie's fucking sick of it. She wants her mother.
Yeah.
And you can't be like, well, your mom needs to be with the other baby is more important right now. You can't do that. But what Casey's like settled on, Casey will be like, your dad just really wants to do bedtime with you. He loves you, so he wants to do bed. So I just look like this psychopath who's like
demanding bedtime.
Yeah, you're doing it with. I don't care that you would rather be with your mother. I want to do this.
It's dad time.
This is fun for me, and I don't care that you're screaming. Please, I would just really like to do bedtime with mommy. And like, no, it's fun for dad.
I don't know if this is right, but this is what I said to that, where I was like, Dad doesn't have breasts. I was like, so I can't pop a breast in Luca's mouth. He can't feed from me. So mom has to. She's obligated to do that. I was like, so, hate your mother.
That's the sentiment I need to get out at the end.
Yeah.
Well, I think timing-wise, we do need to move on to the voicemail.
Yeah, let's do a voicemail. And then we have more.
This is actually going to be the beginning of the Patreon, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And then that's when we really start talking about these bitches.
Hey, beautiful boys. This is Monica from Seattle. Shout out to Andy. We have a 15-month-old boy who we absolutely love and adore. And we are pregnant, expecting baby number 2, and just found out it's a boy.
Nice.
And I am experiencing gender disappointment and wanted your advice. I'm feeling a lot of shame around it. And no, I should just be thankful that we have a healthy baby. Mike, I know you have 2 boys, so didn't know if you experienced this or maybe your wife. But yeah, could just use that advice. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
So she's having 2 boys.
She's having 2
She's having
boys,
2
and
boys, yeah.
she
Gender
was hoping for a
disappointment.
girl.
Yeah. Nicole was more like that than I was, where she was super pumped to have another boy, but now, like, even recently was like, well, let's try for a girl. And I was like, maybe with your next husband. I think that's a him thing. But here's the thing: allow yourself to feel it. I think that's totally reasonable, totally normal. If you had hopes or expectations or whatever, allow it. And then once you meet this kid, you just understand all of that's going to go away. Every second of disappointment, every second of like, I wish there was a girl, you're just going to be like, this is the only thing that could have and should have happened.
Also, you're in Seattle. Raise him as a girl.
Give him a unisex name.
Yeah.
Give him a unisex name. They make it that easy at
like
least.
Pat.
Yeah, Terry.
No, I agree. I think you have to I think that's the biggest problem. Like even what we were just talking about with like where you get mad at yourself for being in a bad place during this kind of pivotal time.
Yeah.
It's like it never helps to like continue the self-flagellation. You just have to be like, this is how I feel right now. This sucks. I got to work through it. And I mean, I never really thought too much about it. I guess it would be nice to have a little boy. Like I've thought about that a little bit about like if we tried for a second kid, I would kind of, I think, be hoping for a boy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have that same kind of like affinity for.
You have 2 girls.
2 girls, and I wanted 2 girls. So I mean, we honestly, because we did IVF, so we knew what the genders were going in. But the first one we implanted because we only had one was a boy, and he didn't make it. Didn't make it to the big show.
Yeah.
So, we ended up.
Such a hilarious way to I literally pictured a minor leaguer with their pants.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, buddy.
Just walking into Yankee Stadium and getting gunned
Back
down.
to hell,
on the
I guess. I don't know where unborn souls go.
Back to hell. Science, baby.
Anyways, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and you shouldn't feel bad.
I wanted girls. I like because I was a little boy, and I remember what a clusterfuck that was.
Sure.
And like the testosterone and the climbing shit and the breaking shit. And I just thought it would be calmer with girls. And I don't know if that turned out to even be true.
No, you married Casey.
Yeah, that's true.
She's also an orangutan.
I also lack, I think, the alpha energy to be like a father to
Those
boys.
pants are saying something
I
different.
appreciate that.
Yeah. The docs say different.
I can't. I don't think I could teach someone how to throw.
Well, can I be a full magical queef for a second?
Yep.
Because this is part of me that I'm very embarrassed by, but it's also, I would be a liar if I didn't acknowledge it, is part of me genuinely believes that you're kind of given what you need.
Yeah.
You're like even if it's a selection process, like you're given what you need. Like I very clearly had to work out some dad to son shit. And I think my wife was born to be a boy mom. Like just her energy, her ability to match their physicality and like her being with me. So she has like the ability to fucking block off words and all that stuff. Like she's built for this shit. I think part of her wanted a girl, but she had a sister and she has a great relationship with her. And it's like, I don't know. I think certain things, and you could probably make a case for that either way, like any gender that you have. But I do think that like, if you're given another boy, this is not only awesome for your son because brothers are fucking
cool.
Shit.
Yeah.
I told my crew, I was like, I wish I had an older brother like you, man. Like I genuinely do. You are such a great older brother. And he's like, you didn't have an older brother? And I was like, have you met him? He's like, come on, man. He's like, oh, good point. But watching the dynamic between two boys, and you're going to watch the dynamic between any two kids, but your kids, and you're going to be.
But I think sisters is the same deal. Like sisters tend to become like, they tend to be, they either hate each other or they like really love each other.
Yeah.
And yes, but it's like,
It'll be phases.
that's why we did a second kid anyway, just so like they could have each other.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. So feel your feelings. Let them in. Wow. Is this the most sensitive dad podcast on the internet?
It's close. And actually, when you guys got into all this sincere talk, I felt bad for making the bitches joke a second ago.
No, we needed that.
Yeah, we had to have
needed
it.
that.
Right.
And you could always just abort and try again.
Now we're talking.
Wow.
You ain't in Texas.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. That's an option.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
aren't we
Just-
lucky? That's what Democrats want you to do.
Just jettison that baby out like a space escape pod.
Democrats want you to take out the first one as well.
Yeah.
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 Even if it's here.
Yeah.
Disassociating.
This is Robby Slowik. Robby, do you want to actually, before we go into the Patreon, say anything? Are you plugging anything?
I wish, man. No, I don't know. I'm gonna tape a special in about 6 months. I'm excited about that.
Great.
But until that happens, I don't have anything to plug really.
Okay.
Can I give a what's it called when you nominate somebody?
I don't know what that's called.
A nomination?
Maybe, but
Recommendation?
Robby is legitimately one of my favorite stand-up comedians. So fucking sharp, so cutting. We'll drop a bomb in the room without the noise, but with the detonation. If that means like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking cutting, and you can miss it if you're an idiot. But you're so good, and everybody check out Robby's social media.
I really
check
appreciate
out
that.
the special when it comes out. It's long fucking overdue. Just such a really great comic that can talk both personally, anecdotally, topically. You have every tool in the belt.
Thank you, man.
So it's you're great.
I don't agree, but no, he's great. Please check him out. Let's get into the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whores.
Yeah.